Today from Target Field in Minnesota, the Red Sox try to wake up the struggling offense and end this 10-game trip on an uptick. It's the series finale with the Twins, the Sox hoping to avoid a sweep. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. I'm Dave O'Brien, my partner, Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy. Garen Austin coming your way in a couple of moments. And, Rem, the Red Sox at one point were 5-2 on this road trip, but they have not hit here in Minnesota and need a win here this afternoon to have a winning trip.
Now, the start of the trip looked like it was going to be a great trip for the Red Sox, but it's kind of slowed down, especially here in Minnesota. When you look at the overall numbers on the trip so far, 5-4 is the record, but look at the team average. It's 225, incredibly low for a Red Sox team. 3.7 runs per game, 10 home runs. The pitching has been very good, 2.51 for the starters, but relievers have had a few speed bumps, but overall not that bad. And, you know, if they can come out of here today and go 6-4 on the road trip, that would be considered okay. But, you know, when you think about the beginning of this trip, the way they started and the way they went to Seattle and split that series, you kind of hope to come in here and really take 2 out of 3 from this ball club. Got to win today, get a good feeling going back home for a nice little homestand of 6 games.
Yep, taking on Seattle and then the Angels. And Rick Porcello is on the hill today. That's a good feeling for the Red Sox. He's going after his 9th win of the year. When we come back, Garen will talk about his attack plan against this Minnesota Twins lineup this afternoon. The series wraps up here this afternoon. Minnesota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Your local New England Ford dealers. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. The weather will cooperate today. Red Sox ready to get out of town and get back home. And for more on today's starter, Rick Porcello, let's toss it down to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Obie. In his last 5 starts versus Minnesota, Porcello is 2-2 with a 3.12 ERA. I talked to Porcello about the adjustments that he's made and facing this Twins team.
Try and get back to being consistent, locating the ball where where we're trying to put it. That's pretty much it, honestly. Just getting back to consistency with the fastball and hitting my spots.
What's the key to facing this Minnesota team?
I think the biggest thing is, not giving away free passes. They got a bunch of different ways that they can kind of disrupt you. They got power, they got speed, guys that are contact hitters. No walks, no free passes, no easy ways on, and go after them and attack them.
Final game of a long road trip, and the Red Sox will look to avoid being swept. Rick Porcello is on the mound when we return. Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy are on the call.
glove of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Back at Target Field in downtown Minneapolis, Dave O'Brien, Jerry Remy, and Garen Austin alongside. Red Sox and the Twins to wrap it up. Red Sox looking for the bats today, hoping they can get the offense going again. It has been sleepy here in Minnesota. They're facing the right-hander Kyle Gibson. Give you a look at the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts at the top. Had a couple of hits last night. Benintendi's in left. Martinez the DH with Moreland hitting out of the cleanup spot. Bogart's batting fifth. Rafael Devers at third. Brock Holt at second base. Sandy Leon does the catching, and Jackie Bradley's in center. They are facing Gibson, 2-4, 3.27 ERA. He'll get a lot of double plays, and he can be a strikeout guy.
Let's take a look at the Twins defense. They are 7th in the league with 38 errors on the season. Eduardo Escobar at third base, Avery the shortstop, Brian Dozier at second, and Joe Mauer the first baseman. Left to right, Robbie Grossman, Brian Lamar, and Max Kepler, and Bobby Wilson doing the catching for Gibson.
Here are the umpires today, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Tom Woodring has the plate. Scott Barry, Carlos Torres, and Jeff Nelson on the bases. Nelson is the crew chief. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit copper2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
And the weather going to be cloudy today. And about 73 degrees. The wind in from the left at 10 miles per hour. A little on the balmy side, but no rain. As the Red Sox get ready to leave town and head back to Boston, finally.
Let's hope it rains some runs for the Red Sox today, something they desperately need, and need them early in the game.
And need to hit with men in scoring position. Last night, Red Sox lost 4-1. You won't hear this talk in the Red Sox clubhouse, but I thought it was probably the worst loss of the year.
Yeah, it was a very, very down game for the Red Sox. Offensively, it's just a sluggish game.
Mookie Betts to lead it off. Gibson's first one. We are underway. Mookie at 340, 18 homers. Red Sox in this series have gone 2 for 22 with runners in scoring position. And they're only hitting 163 with men in scoring position in the last dozen games.
Let's get off to a very promising start this road trip, certainly down in Baltimore and then splitting in Seattle, and it's been a little bit downhill here in Minnesota.
The 1-1. A ball away.
Tried that two-seam fastball at 95 to bring it back. See the batting leaders in the American League. Altuve now with the 347 average. Mookie at 340.
We will see Mike Trout soon enough. The 2-1. Hammered through for a base hit. This is a good sign. Mookie with a couple of hits last night and a quick single here today.
Yeah, he does very well. You saw the numbers that he has against Kyle Gibson. 4 for 8 coming into the game. Make it 5 for 9 with a couple of home runs. That fastball is supposed to be away. It stays in the middle of the plate, and Betts hooks it for the base hit between short and third base for the leadoff single.
And Mookie had not been having a good trip until yesterday. So coming back to life. Very positive there. Benintendi next, 292, 12 homers, 47 runs driven in. The best thing in the world from a Red Sox point of view would be to get some runs early for Rick Porcello.
Kind of take the pressure off everybody. They know it. They know they haven't been scoring runs, and it starts to build on you and work on you. And sometimes you just do things you're not supposed to be doing.
Martinez on deck. Fly ball into left field. Grossman there to put that away. Rosario is a late scratch in left field because of a shoulder problem. That's a bit of a break for the Red Sox the way he's been swinging the bat.
Yeah, he's really been playing well. See him taking the card out of his pocket out there. It was Grossman checking on where to play J.D. Martinez. It's interesting how the outfielders have that sheet in their pocket, and any question they might have, they'll check it and make sure they're in the right position.
JD, the DH, 312, 22 home runs. Kind of been stuck on 55 RBIs for a while. And still leading the American League in that category as Betts dives back in.
Even though Gibson's a big guy, he gets the ball home fairly quickly. Doesn't have a high leg kick when he goes to the plate, so not an easy thing to get a jump off him. Right now, Mookie's smoothing out some of the area where he would get his jump. He won a good track out there.
Now Gibson, when he's really going good, will get double plays. He's coming off a win at Cleveland last time out. He went 7. High and tight to knock him down as Martinez takes a seat.
It's happened to him a few times on this road trip where he's had these fastballs come up and in on Martinez. Had a 2-seam fastball that just missed hitting his shoulder.
Nine for 25, 2 home runs off Gibson. Yankees are also playing this afternoon against the Seattle Mariners. They're playing in New York. They're underway. They won a thriller last night, a walk-off home run by Stanton.
Not much to work with. You see, he doesn't have that real high leg kick. Not a slide step, but not a lot to work with at first base.
Moreland waiting on deck. Here's the 3-0 as Betts holds, and it'll be ball 4. So Red Sox with runners at first and second right away, and an RBI chance for Moreland. Mitch hitting .282, 10 homers, 34 RBI. Little 3-game hitting streak. 1 for 3 with a walk last night. Red Sox have been getting plenty of scoring chances, really, in the series.
Well, the shift put on in the infield for Moreland. 3 Twins on the right side. First slider that he's featured so far in the game. Everything in fastballs up to that point.
Gibson can be a strikeout guy when he gets going. He fanned 10 Yankees back in April in New York. 0-1. Red Sox losing the first 2 games here in Minnesota. They've lost 3 in a row only once this season. That was back in April. And a 1-1 from Gibson. Big swing by Moreland, just got a piece of it.
Jason, a pitch there just a little bit out of the strike zone high. They'd like to go upstairs against Moreland.
Mookie Betts started off with a base hit. After 1 out, JD Martinez took ball 4. Now 1-2 to Moreland. And a ground foul.
Neither team taking batting practice. Early start here in Minnesota. 12 o'clock start. Both clubs just coming out and stretching before the game, and kind of the way it is on these early starts.
And a righty's 1-2 again.
He's thrown about 4 pitches almost in the exact same spot. Bottom in. Middle in, I should say. And then he's had that one pitch that was up and out of the strike zone. Slider again this time. Almost the exact same spot. Last 2 pitches.
Sox coming home, and 13 of the next 22 through to the All-Star break will be at home. 2-2. Had pretty good crowds the first 2 nights of the series. Today looks certainly to be on the smaller side. Betts and Martinez get their leads and a 2-2. And he will get a late time there by the home plate ump Woodring. Sox have dropped 4 of the last 5, despite getting some really good pitching over that stretch. Got a quality start out of David Price last night. And he's worked it full now. 3-2. The Red Sox took 5 walks against Lance Lynn over 5 innings last night.
Yeah, couldn't do much with it.
Count full with 1 down. Gibson scuffling here. Red Sox trying to take advantage. And the payoff pitch. And he struck him out. Caught him looking. 2 gone.
Now Mullen didn't like the call, but it looked like it did have the inside corner again. You know, we mentioned Gibson will throw that 2-seam fastball. It'll come back just a little bit, as you can see right there, and it did get a piece of the strike zone inside. Mullen didn't like it. He was ready to walk to first base.
So it is up to Xander Bogaerts to salvage something in the inning. 277 with 12 homers. Xander, a 3-game hit streak. And very good career numbers against the Twins in his career. Devers on deck.
Red Sox now 2 for their last 23 with men in scoring position on this trip.
And as you and I both mentioned the last couple of days, when you don't score runs, when you don't get hits, the ball club looks flat.
Yeah, it just looks like a dead team, doesn't it?
Looking for a spark from somebody, and that'll miss, and a count 2-0. Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Xander on the trip, 278. He has hit 3 home runs. Career 377 against Minnesota. Tried to hold up at a strike anyway.
That's a good pitch right there. Certainly one you don't want to swing at when the count's in your favor. 2 balls and no strikes. A nasty fastball on the outside part of the plate. 2-0. You're probably looking for something middle in, something you can drive.
Roll that one foul, and that'll square the count at 2-2. Another one at 94. Well, these are the kind of situations the Sox have been getting into throughout the series, getting opportunities, but haven't had the hit to drive in the run. Bogaerts trying to change that now. He is 2 out of 9 with a double in the series. Betts and Martinez on. And a 2-2. Fouled it away on the check.
Well, if anything, they're building up the pitch count early for Gibson here in the first inning. 23 pitches.
Gibson with a very long look in to Wilson. Finally picks one out. 2 down, 2 aboard, and a 2-2. Fly ball left center field. Lamar racing. He'll run it down, and once again the Red Sox will strand 2 right away. Lead off, Dozier at second, Escobar at third base. Logan Morris in the DH, Grossman's in left, Kepler in right, Adrianza the shortstop, Lamar in center, and Wilson does the catching against the Red Sox starter, presented by New England Audi dealers. Rick Porcello 8-3, 370 the earned run average. And trying to stop the mini skid here today. First man in will be Joe Mauer, 275 with a home run. Red Sox have done a decent job against Mauer over the course of his career. He's played 72 games against Boston, 281 batting average. Against the guy who's been a great hitter.
Of course, Porcello, who was formerly with the Tigers, has faced the Twins teams a lot. This is his 30th career start against the Twins. He's 10-10.
Mauer just recently got back from another concussion. Just off the disabled list before this series got underway. So some discussion about whether or not he would continue his career after this year as a free agent next year. Holt from shallow right will throw on to get him. One man gone.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 6th in the American League, 39 errors on the season. Rafael Devers will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Brock Holt at second. Mitch Moreland the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts. And Sandy Leon doing the catching for Porcello.
Sends up Dozier at 221, 10 home runs. He'd been in a deep slump before last night. He cranked a couple of doubles. And the Twins win. Still 3 for his last 38. Escobar on deck. No score here in the first inning. Porcello tossed a decent game his last time out. He went 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, no decision. 7-6 loss at Seattle.
Dozier in his career, 3 career home runs against Porcello.
Always home run threat. 2-1. He went for the downs there. 2-2.
Yeah, got the four-seam fastball at 90 miles an hour, shooting for it. Looks like back to the slider.
Working with Sandy Leon today. 2-2. Ground ball to third to his left. Evers will scoop it, and he will get him. Moreland able to hang on to the bag. Not a great throw, but Moreland helped him out.
Some fancy footwork by Moreland over at first base to get this throw. This throw just kind of sails on Devers at third base, and Moreland has to go up the line to be able to make the play. Keeps control and contact with the bag, and then gets out of the way of the runner.
Here's Escobar hitting right at 300. Oh, and down he goes as he gets hit. And in some pain as he got drilled. Laying on his side, he has been their top guy. Offensively, he has been hitting the heck out of the ball, but down he goes in a heap.
Now let's go back to the first inning. And well, when Martinez got the first pitch up and in against him, and then with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, Porcello comes inside against Escobar.
10th man he's hit this season. Escobar is up. The hand. Or maybe the forearm area.
They mentioned Martinez, wore out Gibson. He's got great numbers, first pitch up and in, and then with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible. Up and in and gets him right off the elbow, it looked like.
Now this guy who's been a doubles machine this season and a very dangerous hitter grabs the hard hat and off to first base. So they have a man on for the first time. Morrison will be next. Take a look at that pitch again.
Yeah, very first pitch from Porcello with 2 outs. He goes up and in. It looks like it got him off the elbow, and it kind of was ringing all the way down to his fingers. But he's able to stay in the game.
So Morrison will step in at 189. He's homered 7 times. And he's been in a slump. He'll look at strike 1. Signed on February 28th in spring training to a 1-year deal. They were hoping for a lot more offensive output from him after 38 home runs last year with Tampa Bay. He knocks that one the other way for a base hit. Escobar to second and pulling up there. So after 2 outs, 2-1.
Now you don't see that very often. Logan Morrison going to the opposite field. They certainly play him in the shift. But that time he takes the line drive the other way. So after 2 outs, 2 base runners, hit batter, opposite field single by Morrison. There's the shift, the big shift on, and he just takes the line drive to left field.
Brings up Robbie Grossman, just a 189 hitter with 7 home runs. Got one last night leading off the ball game for the Twins. They hit 2 in the game. Kepler hit the other one off of David Price. And Kepler is on deck. So both teams with an opportunity here in the opening inning. Red Sox did not score. Fly down the left field line, but foul. So the Red Sox back at Fenway at last on Friday night, 7:10. Stephen Wright against left-hander Wade LeBlanc, who really dazzled the Sox in Seattle. He's 3-0.
What is that? Some kind of massage machine or something for David Price. Working on his left hand.
Two on and 2 out. Here's the 2-strike pitch. And a line shot, but into that shift. Brock Holt's got that, and that'll retire the side. Series at Fenway. Get your tickets right now at redsox.com/tickets. Devers to lead things off here. We are scoreless after 1. Red Sox left 2 in the first inning. So did the Twins. Rafael .236 with 12 home runs, and he is homered on each stop on this trip. Oh, and 2. Hit a 3-run homer on Sunday at Seattle. Gibson's 0-2. And a strike. He got him. On 3 pitches, he strikes him out.
That's a good 2-seam fastball right there. That would move the lot. Devers thought that ball was going to come inside, and it actually moves right back to the middle of the plate. Look how far the catch is setting inside and how much that moved at the end.
So one away, second K in the book for Gibson. Here's Brock Holt at 293. Once again starting at second base. He grounds that one right to the first baseman Mauer. And Brock Holt barely got out of the batter's box. 2 down.
On the next NESN Clubhouse, see how 3D printing is changing the face of sports. Plus, see why the most reliable seats at Fenway, or memorable seats, I should say, at Fenway, are not where you might think. Catch an all-new NESN Clubhouse Sunday morning at 11:30, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
2 down fast. Here comes Sandy Leon at 224. 2 home runs for Sandy. And a game-tying single with 2 out in the 8th inning on Tuesday, but the Red Sox would go on to lose that game 6-2. Really likes to swing the bat at target field. .571 here in his career. Bradley on deck. Leon 12 for 21 with 3 home runs in this ballpark. And fouls that one off himself. Sox taking their 3rd crack at getting to 50 wins. Right now at 49 and 26. They have played well in the last game of a series. They've gone 18-5 in series finales. Here's the 0-2. Moves his feet.
Tried to slide it down, and in that time, not even close. Leon had to dance out of the way. Trying to put him away with a breaking ball.
Two down, bases empty. They have 3 men on the right side of the infield. 2-2. Crowd wanted that call. Trying to go inside again and again, came up empty.
Yeah, still a lot of movement on that pitch, but that one not a strike. It did come back quite a bit.
And the payoff pitch now to the Sox catcher. He pops that one up. Long run for Escobar coming. He's not going to get to it, off into the stands. And still kind of dragging that wing. Still in some pain after he got drilled. And a 3-2. And he's going to walk him. So Red Sox have another base runner. Second free pass from Gibson. And now Jackie Bradley to step up. 180 with 4 home runs for JBJ. He's walked a couple of times in the series, but does not have a hit. He's 0 for 5. 3 for 30 on the trip. With Mookie Betts to follow. No score here in the 2nd inning. And a strike. Bradley at 160 against righties, 118 against lefties this year. And still trying to get into a groove. 1-1. Two down, a man aboard. Hammered foul. Red Sox trying to get the inning to Mookie Betts, who has a base hit, his only plate appearance today. 1-2 downstairs. They are forcing Gibson to throw pitches. He's up to 40 pitches already.
Yeah, it's been a very slow pace for him here at the beginning with a lot of pitches.
Leon with a tiny lead and the 2-2. Line shot, but that'll be caught by Dozier, and that'll retire the side. One man left. The joint replacement experts at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Visit BIDMC.org. Bottom two, no score here in Minneapolis, and Kepler leading things off. He slammed a home run last night. A 2-run shot into right field.
Kepler last night getting a pitch inside from David Price and turned it around for the home run.
Now, Price talked about it later in a complimentary way. He said it wasn't that he hit it a long way, it was that he kept it fair that surprised him. Adrianza on deck. Kepler, good pop. And a really good athlete. And you know, unlike Jerry Remy, he's been watching a lot of World Cup soccer. And I mean a lot.
Yeah, so have a lot of the Red Sox players. Big fans. Eduardo Rodriguez, Xander Bogaerts.
Oh, Xander's crazy about soccer. That's in there for a called strike. Kepler was born in Germany.
They had a pretty good soccer match going in Seattle when we were out there. They were out there early. They had the net set up. They can handle the ball, I'll tell you. The guys are pretty good.
Yeah, there's some foot skills. Some good jugglers. And they love it. They're following it very closely. 3-2 on the way. Popped him up into center field. Bradley went back, now in. And still coming to make the catch.
Scout the stars of tomorrow right here on Nesson as the Paw Sox take on the Buffalo Bisons at McCoy Stadium tonight. That's tonight at 6 right here on Nesson.
Ray Adrianza, the shortstop, 253 with 3 home runs, will climb in. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. is a threat to bunt, so Devers is camped in at third.
It's unusual, it's a threat to bunt down the third base line, but yet they got the shift on.
One away. Here's the 0-1 from Porcello. Rick Porcello entered the day number 8 in the American League with 8 wins. Last year he didn't get number 8 until August 20th.
All right, come on.
2-1. 2 of his starts last year came against Minnesota, and his best of the 2 was here at Target Field. He went 7 innings. A wave and a miss as that one disappeared.
Good change up by Porcello. First one he's thrown today, and it was a very good one. Now with 2 strikes, Devers can move back at third base and over to the shortstop position. But there's that changeup from Porcello.
Seeking his first K in the book here today. He's gone full. He did hit a batter in the first inning. Walked 1 against Seattle over 6 innings last time out. He's had 5 starts where he didn't walk anybody. Roped down the right field line, but foul. So the Red Sox about to leave Minneapolis. We'll see the Twins later on this summer. That will be in late July. Pop foul back out of play. They come to Fenway. Can enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Another one lofted foul, but no play here. It's into the seats. Been a long at bat here for Adrianza. This will be the 9th pitch coming up. Porcello looking for the one to put him away on the 3-2. And he does. Got him with the off speed to fan him.
And once again, Porcello goes to the changeup. He threw him about 3 in that particular at bat and puts him away on it. That's a great pitch for him when he's got it going. You can throw it at any time that he wants.
Ryan Lamar, 250, no home runs. Actually played in 5 games for the Red Sox 2 years ago, as he went 0 for 5. Started out hot this year, 324 his first 20 games, just 207 since then. It's one of the oddities about this series. There were several key guys for Minnesota who were really cold coming into the series, but they won the first 2 games. Two and 1. Red Sox in the 3rd inning will have the top of the order up. Betts, Benintendi, and Martinez. Base is empty. 2-1. Off the outside, and Porcello wanted that.
Yeah, that's one he's going to have right there. Very close pitch, not going his way. The fastball.
And he has walked him. So his first walk here this afternoon. He puts on Lamar.
Saturday on Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny check out the new Legal Seafoods location in Chestnut Hill. Plus, Billy chats with Brian Johnson about boating and music. Catch it all on Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9 on Nesson, driven by New England Chevy dealers.
Now the 9-hitter, the catcher Wilson, just 148 with 1 home run, but 297 lifetime against the Red Sox. Their number 2 catcher. He'll fly that one into left center field. A play for Jackie Bradley. And he is there for the catch. 1 man left. Recreation and Social Service. Thank you to the Red Sox Foundation for harnessing the passion of Sox fans to raise funds and awareness. 3rd inning, and Mookie Betts to lead it off. We're scoreless here in Minnesota. Mookie with a base hit in 1st inning. He's 1 for 1. Been on base 5 times the last couple of games. But the trouble has been in scoring him. Escobar still flexing after getting drilled on that elbow.
I think maybe a little concerned about his throws to first base.
And a pop up drifting out. Adrianza, he says he has it, and the shortstop with the grab. So 1 away. Benintendi has lined to left 0 for 1, put a good swing on it, but he does not have a hit in the series. He's 0 for 8. $12 home runs on the year, 5 of them this month. Martinez next. Quickly 0-2.
That's a good breaking ball. Good slider right there, going down and in to the back ankle of Benintendi.
Gibson's 0-2. He put him away. He's done it a couple of times very quickly, getting a strikeout, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, same pitch. He goes right back to the exact same pitch. Slide it down and in. That one a little bit close to the plate, but still very effective.
3 strikeouts for the right-hander. Premium flex plans are on sale right now. Those include matchups with the Yankees and summer weekend games in some of the best seat locations at Fenway. For more information, go to redsox.com/premiumflex. Martinez took ball 4 in the 1st inning. Red Sox put a couple of men on. Another base runner in the 2nd inning, but nothing across yet. One ball and one strike. JD trying to snap an 0 for 7. 1-2.
All right, this inning he's got that breaking ball and he's doing exactly what he wants with it.
Much of the right side wide open for JD Martinez. Only Joe Mauer left over there. 2-2.
Mauer quite a distance from the first base bag to any hard hit ball. He's going to have to really hustle to get back to the bag to take the throw. Outfield very deep for Martinez.
Two men gone. And sat it right on the outside corner to strike him out looking.
If there's a slugfest of the sun, witness Joe the Beast Smith Jr.'s epic return to the ring, plus see Providence's own Kay Lee Reese. For tickets, go to starboxing.com.
Bottom three, no score here in Minnesota. Mauer swinging away. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. So it's the top of the order for the Twins. Dozier and Escobar next. Mom going with the sunscreen. What a smart move that is.
Actually, the place is filled in pretty good this afternoon. A little better than expected.
Yeah, kind of a late arriving crowd taking their time getting to the park here in the afternoon. Weather's improving too. Fly down the left field line, but out of play by Joe Mauer. Has really been the face of the Twins for a long time. He was born right here. He was a National Player of the Year in high school his senior year, but also two-time All-State in basketball and quarterbacked his high school to 2 state championships. He grounds that one. Bogart's down for it. on a sliding stab to get him. One man away. Let's get out of Guerin.
Hi, Obi. Hi, Jerry. Well, Drew Pomeranz continues to make progress. He threw on flat ground yesterday, and Alex Cora told us that he was talking with the training staff, and they said it's really important that they follow the right process. They said they don't want to get him on the mound just because he says he's ready. They said they really want to wait till they know that he is ready. So don't take any steps backward. But Cora said things are trending in the right direction, that Pomeranz will get on the mound and throw a bullpen this weekend. And guys, no updates on Dustin Pedroia, but Cora said he was walking on the treadmill today, so that's a good sign.
Okay, Garrett, thank you very much. Dozier now, he's 0 for 1.
Actually, I have a slight update on Dustin Pedroia. I saw him in the lobby this morning. He said he was feeling much better and was able to amp up his workouts a little bit. So, you know, at least that's some positive news on Pedroia.
Well, the news has been very slow in coming because not a whole lot's been going on. He's had pain and inflammation in that knee.
Yeah, he said a lot of the swelling is gone.
That would seem to be very positive news. Escobar on deck, scoreless here. Porcello chasing his 9th win of 2018. He keeps it away, 2-2. Looking for the strikeout pitch. Breaking ball swatted in the air to left center, but Benintendi covering the ground. Got a very good jump on that. 2 down. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives. You can learn more at cvshealth.com/be the first. 2 up, 2 down. Escobar next. See how much that elbow is still barking at him after getting drilled in the first inning. Rick Porcello is not bashful about coming inside, is he?
No, and especially after one of his players hits the dirt.
He's hit 10. Hard hit but foul. Look at that elbow. He caught in between innings.
Stitches of the baseball.
One right past him. So Porcello looking for that quick inning. Base is empty. Fouled back. Again, Escobar looking at that elbow. 32 doubles for him, #1 in the majors. Leads the major leagues in extra base hits. He's also added 12 homers. But down he goes as Porcello fans him.
News on the Bruins and Celtics in this year's NHL and NBA drafts. NESN's news coverage is brought to you by Cross Insurance, where security meets strength.
2 to 4th inning, 0-0. Here on getaway day for the Red Sox. Moreland second at bat. Rich struck out looking in the first inning with a couple of men on. Taylor Motter now in the game at third. Escobar could not continue after getting hit by the pitch, so he is done for the day. So 2 of their top hitters are out of the lineup. Rosario, who was a scratch before the game, and now Escobar. That should really help Rick Porcello's chances today. But the Red Sox need to get some runs. Hard to come by lately. Moreland 5 for 30 on the trip. Bogarts on deck and Endeavors. Only Red Sox hit came right off the bat of Mookie Betts to start the day. A single. That's been it against Kyle Gibson. 2-2. Mitch batting fourth today. He is a .290 career hitter against Minnesota. .370 in his last 14 games against him. Three and 2. One of his best friends in baseball is Brian Dozier, the second baseman of the Twins. In fact, their dads are close. And a payoff pitch. He walked him. So Moreland is on to begin the fourth inning. If you're going to Fenway to see the Red Sox this weekend, don't forget to bring a pair of new white socks for the 13th annual Sox for Sox drive. Each new pair will go to a patient of the Boston Healthcare for a Homeless program. Look for the Sox for Sox volunteers inside any gate when the Red Sox host the Mariners tomorrow through Sunday. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1. He's flying to center. Trying to run his hitting streak to 4 consecutive games as he fouls it away for strike 1. So Sox trying to build something against Gibson, who has walked 3 men. So somewhat mindful of what we saw from Lance Lynn last night, who walked 5 over 5 innings. Tried to sneak it in, but he missed. 1-1. Xander Bogaerts, his last 2 full series at Target Field, has gone 16 for 30 with 10 RBIs.
Let's see if Cora does something here with maybe a hit and run, get man in motion, see if he can create some offense. Nope, swinging away and fouling it back. So that eliminates that possibility with 2 strikes.
Devers waiting on deck. Scoreless in the 4th inning. Red Sox trying to come back to Boston with a winning road trip. 5-4 at the moment. And 1-2. Little flare towards center. Charging on it. Lamar coming on. He'll run it down. Back to first goes Mitch Moreland. And 1 man away.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. TC, Jim, and Steve will break down the game, and you'll hear from Rick Porcello and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason, celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Devers struck out looking in the 2nd inning. He is 0 for 1. And the sunshine making an appearance here today. That's foul back. Nice to see. There's been a lot of clouds here the last couple of days, but this is pleasant.
Yeah, at least the temperatures have been very pleasant.
Moreland on at first. That one pop foul back out of play, really running in on the thumbs.
That really jammed Devers right there, as you can see him falling backwards after the swing.
12 home runs for the young third baseman. Red Sox are 8-3 when he hits one. Down he goes on a high stuff at 91. He fans, and there are 2 gone.
Now, you know, he probably gets sick of hearing it, but it's a fact. I mean, you know, they get a couple of strikes. What do? They go upstairs, and he can't stay off that pitch.
Well, he's going to have to make an adjustment, right?
He's going to have to, but there are some guys, you know, in baseball that just can't make that adjustment. I mean, they see the pitch up high, they like it up high, but it's a very difficult pitch to make contact on. But if he could eliminate that part, it would certainly help a lot of things.
Brock Holt, 0 for 1. He is grounded to first. Brock's been getting on base. He's been on 9 times over his last 6 games. It really has been a problem for the Red Sox, the getting on base part. It's the driving them in part that has hit a speed bump here the last couple of days. Red Sox also lost a 1-0 game in Seattle, then exploded the next day for 9 runs. Line drive and a base hit into right field. Moreland to second. He'll pull up right there. So for the second time in the game, the Red Sox have a couple of base runners in an inning against Gibson.
That's the first hit that Holtz ever had against Gibson. He was 0 for 6 prior to that at bat. Picks up the line drive base hit right at Max Kepler out there in right field. So station to station baseball, as the ball was hit so hard that Moreland could only go as far as second base, but he is in scoring position.
Next up will be Sandy Leon, who took ball 4 in the second. Mentioned this before, that hitters really like the batter's eye here in Minnesota at Target Field. That one ripped, and that's a fair ball down the line. It caroms off the barrier. That'll bring in a run. Moreland in to score. Brock Holt down to third. That one tagged by Sandy Leon, who really likes to swing the bat here. And he puts the Red Sox on the board 1-0.
Now Leon got a breaking ball that time, and he jumped all over it. He got that slide, and for the most part today, Gibson's sliders have been very good down and into lefties, but this one just kind of stays up in the zone and rifled down the first base line by Leon. Bounces off that wall. Red Sox pick up the run, pick up the lead. Trying to do more damage here with 2 outs.
Second hit in the inning. First time up, Jackie Bradley hit the ball sharply, but he lined to the second baseman Dozier. Two down and a run in. And that's a strike. Jackie with a home run and 3 RBIs on the road trip. Mookie Betts would be next. Brock Holt at third. Sandy Leon with the RBI single on at first. 1-1. So the Red Sox strike first here in the 4th inning. Inning began with a leadoff walk, and Moreland scores. Fly ball, little pop up here. Adrianza on the back pedal. He's got it to retire the side, but the Red Sox now lead it 1-0. Red Sox are hosting Seattle at Fenway this weekend. Great seats still available. Visit redsox.com/tickets to get yours right now. Red Sox have a slight edge, 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with you. Garen Austin as well as Morrison leads things off. He had a base hit first inning, but was batting just .163 in his previous 27 games before the single. Grossman on deck. Last year he was tied for 5th in the American League in home runs with 38. He was a big bat for Tampa Bay. Has not been the case necessarily here with the Twins.
It's got that big uppercut swing. Let's see if they stay upstairs with him here with 2 strikes.
Porcello trying to make very fast work of him. The 1-2 popped up on the infield left side. Devers circling, and around the bag he'll make the play. So Morrison's 1 for 2, 1 man gone in the fourth. Robbie Grossman will climb in next, and again 2 of their very best hitters no longer in the lineup today. Rosario has had a shoulder issue, so he was a late scratch, and then Escobar was hit by a pitch in the elbow in the first inning. Played through it for a couple of innings but couldn't continue, so he's out of there. So they lose a 300 hitter with 48 RBI and a ton of doubles. Grossman's grounded to second, 0 for 1. Brock Holt in the shift in shallow right.
All right.
And a 1-1. If you missed it the other day, Major League Baseball did release its second update on fan balloting for the starters for the American League. For the All-Star game, Mookie Betts is #1 among outfielders. JD Martinez is tops among designated hitters. And that's going to be in there to sit him down. Strike 3 to catch Grossman admiring the pitch.
Yeah, completely fooled on that 2-seam fastball that time from Porcello. That ball was right down the middle of the plate. Started inside corner. You see the movement of it coming back toward the middle of the plate, and Grossman just fooled on it.
Rick Porcello is fan 3. Kepler now 0 for 1, a fly to center. We'll see now if Rick Porcello can put together one of those nice runs that we've seen so often. You know, 10, 12, 13 in a row. He has set down the last 6. He's ahead here, 1-2. So a little bit of a skid here. The Sox are now 10-8 in the month of June, after going 19-6 in April, 18-11 in May. And that's in there. Caught him looking. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. He gets him in order. Fifth inning, Red Sox with a 1-0 lead against the Twins. Mookie Betts will bat and launch one into right field. Kepler's back. He's turning around, and that ball is out of here. A home run for Mookie Betts to the opposite field. Number 19, 2-0 Boston. Betts flashing some serious muscle.
Yeah, opposite field this time, and there was no question it was going to be over or on the wall. You just weren't sure whether it was going to be over the wall. Big high fly ball going to the opposite field, and it does make it over the top.
Right over the flower bed. Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox homer. Don't forget, all summer, stop by your local Speedway. Quench your thirst with a refreshing Speedy Freeze. Went 381 feet, the tail of the tape on the Mookie homer. Number 19. He is coming to life again after a bit of a cool spell. Line shot, sinking liner, base hit to center by Benintendi. Red Sox with a couple of nice swings right away.
Yeah, Benintendi hitting a good breaking ball that time. Looked like it might have been a curveball that was down that time, down around the knees, even maybe below the knees. And Benintendi just spanks it into center field for the base hit.
Now J.D. Martinez trying to follow suit. A walk and a strikeout so far in this one. Well, you knew if Mookie Betts was going to be chilly, it was not going to be for very long. That is his second home run on the trip. He now has 4 hits in this series. And the Red Sox up 2-0. Little flare into right. Kepler was pretty deep, but he's in on it. And JD is 0 for 2.
Come see the Paw Sox take on the Syracuse Chiefs tomorrow night. The first 3,000 fans that arrive at McCoy Stadium will receive a replica Pedro Martinez number 45 jersey, compliments of Nesson, Dunkin' Donuts, and Supercuts. Go to pawsox.com to buy tickets and for more information. I don't know how much more information I could have gave you. I gave you everything, right? What more information do you need?
Could
Maybe
they possibly
schedule?
Tell you? Yeah, I'm with you. You laid it out, brother.
I mean, it's right there. Everything's going to be there tomorrow night.
You're going to show up and go, the Rem Dog told me everything.
Everything.
I am in good shape on information.
But do go to their website and buy tickets.
Benintendi on with 1 away and a run in. Moreland's the man who started it in the 4th, and he got the scoring going as he took ball 4, and he was driven in later by a Sandy Leon base hit down the right field line. Red Sox showing some signs of life with the bats here. Now with 5 hits off of Kyle Gibson.
Benintendi 12 steals on the season, only caught 1 time. Picking his spots perfectly.
The Red Sox as a team do a very good job of that. They lead the majors in stolen base success rate, 82%. Tied for 3rd in steals overall. He's not running here.
Yeah, 2nd in the American League. The Chicago White Sox are number 1 in the American League. The Red Sox are number 2 in steals.
So 2-1 on Moreland. Bogart's on deck. Runner holding, and that one ripped into right field for a base hit. Benintendi to 2nd. 3rd hit in the inning for the Red Sox.
Well, maybe all those pitches the Red Sox made them throw in the first couple of innings starting to catch up to Gibson a little bit here in the 5th.
Bogart's trying to keep the line moving now. He's gone 0 for 2, 2 flies to center. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for tickets to all Sox games and concerts at Fenway. The prices in service are better than you can imagine. Go to aceticket.com right now. So Xander to hit with runners at first and second, and only one away, as the Red Sox trying to make it a big inning. He looks at ball one. .41 runs batted in for Bogaerts. And he does have 7 RBIs on this trip. These are actually 2 of his favorite ballparks to hit in back-to-back, Seattle and Target Field. He's done damage in both. Benintendi and Moreland the base runners with one away. 2-1. Only one out in the 5th inning, and it's 84 pitches for Gibson. Red Sox have been patient. They've accepted 3 free passes and now have 6 hits. Two and two.
Oh, somebody fell out of the stands.
Fan took a tumble.
Whoa.
Oh, and lost the beer as well.
Don't eject him, please. He's going to try to get back up. This ought to be something.
That's that universal sound.
Yeah. And it comes the baseball, and oh my goodness.
Oh, there goes the brew too.
Look at the the poor beer.
Man. Sad sight. 2-2 on the infield, gently hit to say the least. Adrianza will fire. Safe. Everybody's safe.
Red Sox should do a few of those, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, that's seriously getting jammed right there, and a little dribble around toward a soft line drive out toward shortstop, and Bogaerts picks up a base hit on it. Nice play by A-Ray, but
I don't think that was going to reach the dirt.
no, that was pretty soft. That was a serious jam job right there. You know, I hate when they throw fans out like, you know, if they did, I hope they did, because he wasn't trying to,
No.
you know, fall on the field and stuff like that. He was just trying to get a souvenir, and he just went tumbling down.
In fact, for the effort, they ought to buy him a beer.
They ought to get him another one. Yeah, make sure he gets the baseball.
Matt Palau throwing in their bullpen, a right-hander. He's still there. He's
That's
happy.
good. Yeah, it looks like him. I think that's him. Yeah, good. I'm glad he's still there. And he's still. Has he got a new beer, or is he drinking what's left of the other one? Mixed with dirt.
That soldier's done. And now he's famous, right?
Oh yeah.
That'll show up on all the sports shows forever. With your sound effect. Well, the base is all loaded up for Devers, who has struck out twice. And the Red Sox really trying to jump Gibson. Rafael 2 for 10, but with the home run in the series. Remember that great start the Red Sox got off to, it all those grand slams. They hit 6 right away. They have not hit one since April 30th. Big swing, but quickly 0-2. So it's Benintendi at third, Moreland at second. Xander Bogaerts on with the infield hit at first. With one gone, Brock Holt on deck. Tried to get him to chase that high one. And the righties 1-2.
And it can almost book it right where they're going to go. Now let's see if they try to change the eye level and go with a breaking ball down and in. Or will he decide just to stay upstairs? We'll see.
Sox with a man at every base.
It's like a breaking ball down and in.
Popped up, but that'll go back foul. And we mentioned a relationship between Moreland and Dozier of the Minnesota Twins. Very good friends. They're getting together as Moreland gets down to second. They go back a long way. So do their folks. Two again to Devers. And he pops him up on the infield. Dozier there with the infield fly rule in effect, and he's got it for out number 2. So now it's up to Brock Hope. And Gibson's pitching line brought to you by Lexus, inviting you to see, hear, feel, and experience amazing. It's up to 92 pitches.
This would probably be the last inning for him if he can get out of it. Holt would like to have something to say about that.
He already has a base hit in this one. 1 for 2. And all filled up. 2-0 Sox. He'll look at a strike. Red Sox trying to bust it open here in the 5th. Stopped by Wilson, and it's a ball and a strike. And we mentioned this a couple times in the series. There's almost no room between the plate and the backstop at Target Field. And with that limestone back there, it really bounces back quickly. Benintendi at third, Moreland at second, Bogarts at first. Gibson with a 1-1. Fouled away. So the right-hander has the upper hand. Inning began with a Mookie Betts home run to right. Benintendi with a single. After an out, Moreland had a base hit. Bogarts singled. And here comes the 1-2 pitch to Brock.
Gibson has not thrown one changeup all day long. It's been fastballs and sliders.
He has struck out 5. And he sets again, a 2-2. And Sox would love to come home with a 50-26 record. They can do that with a victory here today. That would give the Red Sox a winning road trip. Runners leading at first, second, and third, and a 2-2 to Brock. Got a piece to hang in.
Good job there, because most of the breaking balls he's been throwing to left-handers have been inside. That time he tried to go to the outside corner with it, and Holt's still able to foul it off. Just about every breaking ball of lefties has been inside. Matter of fact, that one was supposed to be inside, but it just stayed flat away, and Holt fouls it off.
7th pitch of the at bat, and a ground ball to the second baseman. Dozier with that to retire the side. Red Sox wind up with another run on the board to lead it 2-0.
By Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC, Lenny, and Steve will preview the Red Sox next series against the Mariners.
A-Ray Adrianza, the shortstop, leading it off, struck out in the second inning. Sox ahead 2-0. Probably kicking themselves a little bit. They didn't do more last time up. That one rocketed into the corner, but that's foul off into the stands. Red Sox loading up the bases with one down, but could not bring in an additional run. So settling for the home run by Mookie Betts to lead it 2-0. 19 for Mookie. And a 2-strike pitch to Adrianza. He'll be followed by Lamar and then Wilson's the bottom third of the order. Twins missing some key people they thought would contribute this year. Byron Buxton, the Gold Glove outfielder, he's in the minor leagues with a fractured toe. He's rehabbing right now, although he had also slumped badly. And Miguel Sano, the other one, he hit 28 home runs last year, went to an all-star game, but he has been sent all the way down to single-A Fort Myers, hitting .203. And they're also working on his nutrition, his eating habits.
Pretty good idea right there.
1-2.
That's a big man, I'll tell you, Sano, and you could see it, you know, as a young kid coming up, that he was going to have problems with his weight, and they've got to get that in check because, I mean, he can be a big-time player.
No doubt.
He's got a lot of skills.
And they want him back, want both of those guys back. 1-2. He puts him away. Down he goes, strike three. It's 3 consecutive strikeouts going back to last inning for Porcello.
Yeah, a little slide of that time for Porcello to pick up the strikeout.
So he has 5 in the book. Lamar will be next. He took a walk in the second inning, the only man that Porcello has walked so far today. We apologize. We had a transmission problem there briefly, but we're back to normal. Not Jerry and Garrett and I. We've been transmitting perfectly all day.
Now, I'd say that you guys are normal, but I have not been normal for quite some time.
I may have overreached. That's just sounding great. 1-1. And across for a called strike. Sox have out hit him 7-1. Wilson on deck. And punch foul out of play. Another key guy for the Twins is Jorge Polanco, who's making his way back from an 80-game suspension. A little bit of power. He can steal some bases, do a lot of things. Twins could be a very, very different looking ball club in the second half.
Yeah, this could be similar to last year. You know, when they had a real rough first half, played great baseball in the second half, got to the wild card game.
Lost that to the Yankees, even though they were up 3-0 in that game. 3-2. Roped and caught. Devers with the grab for the second out.
Yeah, Rick Porcello very happy there because he made a mistake. He left one up in the zone that was hit very hard by Lamar, but right at Rafael Devers at third base. As Devers, just a little crossover step, little leap, makes the catch, takes maybe 2 bases away.
So Porcello is in a pretty good groove right now. Here comes the 1-0. Line into left field, charging on it. Benintendi makes the catch. And for the third consecutive inning, they go 1-2-3.
Sports Today. Get the latest on the NHL and NBA drafts. Nessa Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Sox up 2-0 against Gibson and the Twins here as we go to the 6th inning. Very kind of you to join us here. Red Sox with a getaway day. They're 18-5 in the final game of his series this year. Sandy Leon's been a nice part of it with a walk and an RBI single. He torched down the right field line, and he's going to get drilled. So another hit batsman.
Well, it's been a strange day, hasn't it? Martinez went down. Porcello hit Escobar, and now Leon gets it right in the backside.
Huh.
Seemed like a strange time to do it with nobody out in the inning.
That'll send up Jackie Bradley, who's lined to second and popped to short. Presley getting going in their pen. Looked like Gibson was a base hit from leaving the game last inning. Left the bases loaded. And a ground ball. Adrianza will start a double play here. Flipped on to first, and they will turn two. Two fast outs in the Red Sox 6th inning.
Now, when Gibson's on, that's what he does. He gets a lot of ground balls, obviously, and that time he quickly turned a hit batter into a double play.
Now Mookie Betts again. Mookie with a single and a home run to right. In between, he's popped to short. His home run traveled 381 feet. Just over the high fence, over the flower bed. Good signs for Mookie. That the swing is back in pretty good working order. He's hitting .331 off righties, .365 off lefties, .405 at home. Flies that one very high to right field, but Kepler will saunter in. That is all. The Red Sox sent 3 men to hit. And flavors you love: pistachio, cookie dough, butter pecan. Stop by and grab your favorite. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. Bottom of the 6th inning, Rick Porcello with a 2-0 lead. He's allowed only 1 hit. That was in the 1st inning, a single by Morrison. And he has set down 10 in a row. Gibson 6 innings, 105 pitches, 7 hits and 2 earned. Bauer leading off here. He's hitless with a grounder to second and 1 to short. Bauer the leadoff man, then it's Dozier and Motter who will hit for the first time. He came on with Escobar, got drilled, and look at where Mookie Betts is on that fly ball, sitting out there in right center field. I mean, you cannot be more perfectly situated.
It's showing the right there, throwing the card. I know where to play. I know where to play. That's how they play Bauer, though. They play in the shift in the infield. They play him the other way in the outfield. And there's Betts right there. And I love the play when he takes the card out.
He barely had to move.
I wish we'd have had cards like that.
I wish I had one now to tell me what to do. Popped up into center. Jackie Bradley has to come a little bit further than Mookie did, but he's there. And there are 2 down as Dozier is 0 for 3.
Don't miss a game, especially when the Sox are on the road. Import the NESN Red Sox schedule on any device for alerts 15 minutes prior to each game with matchup info, streaks, updated times, and more. Visit NESN.com/schedule. Import it now. It's presented by Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of the Red Sox in Major League Baseball.
Motter batting for the first time. He's been on the bench until this point in the game offensively, as it would take a pitch in there for a strike. Morrison on deck. Red Sox with a 2-0 lead here. And Porcello has been mowing him down. Good breaking ball snapped in there.
Yeah, big slow curveball. 69 miles an hour on that curveball from Porcello.
He's retired 12 straight. Base is empty and 2 men out. So far he has given the Red Sox exactly what they needed with a mini 2-game losing skid. And with the bats scuffling as they were coming in anyway, Sox have left 8 men on base. But the right-hander has been very sharp. Again, 1 hit all day. Little flare. Backing out Brock Holt. He's going to get there to put him away, and they go 1, 2, 3 again. Red Sox moment honoring the 13 champions. Game number 76 that year. The Red Sox beat Detroit 10-6. Shane Victorino 4 for 5 with a home run. He drove in 5 in the Red Sox win. To the 7th inning. A new pitcher now from Minnesota, Ryan Presley. Right-hander, 6'2", 210 out of Dallas, Texas. Benintendi first man to test him. He has gone 1 for 3 with a base hit today. Presley originally drafted by the Red Sox in 2007 in the 11th round. Martinez on deck. So Benintendi 292 with the 12 home runs. Trying to restart the offense. Red Sox have swung the bats better today, although they still went looking for that big hit in the 5th inning, and it did not come. After the home run by Mookie Betts, Red Sox left the bases loaded. They had 4 hits in that inning, but do lead it 2-0. Sox with a lot of home games coming up between tomorrow and the All-Star break. Plenty of games coming up at Fenway. The 1-2 now to Benintendi. Would not offer. 2-2.
Pretty close pitch right there. Tough one to take for Benintendi. And fastball maybe just nipping the outside corner.
So their starter Gibson went 6. He gave up 7 hits, 2 runs. He also walked 3 and hit a batter.
Yes, Pedroia, as we talked about earlier, continues to get treatment on that left knee, and according to him, the swelling is going down, and he's been able to amp up his workouts a little bit. Don't know how close he is to resuming any kind of baseball activity. That still seems to be a way off.
But that's still the more positive news we've heard about Dustin.
Yeah, he was feeling pretty good about himself this morning, and you know, it's baby steps. Very frustrating.
3-2 to Benintendi, and he will take a seat. He strikes out looking.
Now Benintendi saying that wasn't a strike before, now it's a strike. Take a look at pitch number 5 and see where this ends up. A little bit close to the plate. That was a good pitch. Benintendi already had that shin guard off, ready to go to first base. I've seen a lot of that in the last couple of days. Dozier was doing it last night.
Guys taking off the guards.
Yeah.
A little bit early. JD with a walk, a strikeout looking, and he's flied to right. And again, he's been held to 1 RBI on the trip. "13 of his 22 home runs have gone to right of dead center field. 13 out of 22, and a base hit here. So he gets his first single of the ball game with 1 out in the 7th.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC, Lenny, and Steve will preview Stephen Wright's start against the Mariners. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Mitch Moreland has gone 1 for 2, a base hit. He's also walked and scored a run. Seventh inning, Red Sox looking to add to a 2-0 advantage. And get out of Minnesota with 1 win, and that would give the Red Sox a 6-4 trip. Rick Porcello, if you're just joining us, is tossing a one-hitter. In there for a called strike. 98 on the radar gun. And he is flat mowing down the Minnesota Twins. One postponement in baseball today. The White Sox in Oakland got rained out in Chicago. Sox heading home to take on the Seattle Mariners and then the Angels. Each series 3 games. Monday a day off. Then the Sox hit the road again. Another pretty lengthy trip to New York, Washington, and Kansas City.
That's the one we're just going on.
That's right. We'll barely be on the air. The 2-1. Just sort of kidding, but we have a lot of off days in there.
Yeah. 2 off days in New York and 2 off days in Kansas City.
And on the 4th of July, the game begins at 11:05 a.m. That's a Wednesday from our nation's capital. 3-1. That's going to be ball 4. So it's been a good day for Moreland. He's been on base 3 times. First and second with 1 gone. Here's a look at that upcoming schedule presented by Buick. And there it is. Exactly what we just said.
Yeah, it's amazing how we have this memorized. At least we get one of the Yankee games anyway.
Yep, the other 2 on national television.
That's a shocker.
You and I will be watching. We may also be dining.
We'd probably be dining. And then sometime on Sunday going to Washington.
Xander Bogaerts, a look at his strike. Xander has flied out twice. He's also singled on the infield. Got jammed big time, but he floated one past the mound in the 5th inning, and he wound up at first. Taylor Rogers, the left-hander, working in their bullpen. More base runners for the Sox with 1 away.
A little life on that fastball there, 97 miles an hour. He's got good velocity.
Devers on deck. Sox trying to get comfortable here in the 7th inning. Extra base hit would do that. There's a pretty light crowd when the first pitch was made a little after noontime, but as Jerry mentioned, it's filled in quite nicely.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a pretty decent afternoon crowd here. It's a great area around here. They've got a lot of restaurants, a lot of places to eat. Maybe have a cocktail after the game. A little early for one before the game today.
Yeah, a little early. Right after would be perfect. 0-2. That one sucked into left field. Grossman back. That ball sails up against the fence. Moreland churning around. Martinez is in to score, and here comes the second run. He slides in. Down to third is Xander Bogaerts. Red Sox have been looking for that big hit throughout the series. They got it here off the bat of Xander Bogaerts.
Now Bogaerts planting it at the bottom of the wall out there in left field, and that's a big hit for the Red Sox. It opens things up a little bit. A little breathing room for him. He made contact. He thought maybe that ball was out of the ballpark the way that he was heading to first base, but it's about halfway up the left field wall. Not a very high wall out there in left field. 2 runs come across. Bogart ends up at third base. Good base running there by Mullen as he was right up on the heels of Martinez.
So they both come on in to score. It's a double, 2 RBIs. And Presley coming out. He takes third on the throw. And the Sox have now opened up a 4-0 lead here in the 7th inning. 19th double of the season for Xander Bogaerts. Pitching change for Minnesota. Will take the break and return to Minneapolis in just a moment. Well, the Red Sox with 4 runs on the board, looking for more with 1 down the infield in, and the left-hander Rogers now into the ball game. Xander Bogaerts ripping a 2-run double, advancing to third. And Rogers, who's very good at holding the opponent, trying to do it again here, but the Red Sox beginning to score at last and getting some big hits today. Devers has gone 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Bogaerts' RBIs 42 and 43 with the shot over the head of Grossman.
Infield in for the Twins. Bogaerts probably going on contact here by Devers if the ball's hit on the ground. Left-hander on deck and Brock Holt.
One away, and here comes the 0-2. So Minnesota deep into their bullpen. Red Sox looking for that 5th run. Good stop there by Wilson.
Excellent block by Wilson behind the plate. Maybe saved the run, although you never know in this ballpark. As you mentioned, Dave, is hardly no room back there. Sliding to his left and able to block the ball.
Everybody leaning in tight on the infield. A 2-2. Off the outside. Now full count on Devers. Xander with a couple of hits today. None bigger than that one. Chopped on the infield. Knocked down by Dozier. No play at home. He goes to first base to get him. Xander Bogaerts in to make it 5-0. So the Red Sox opening it up here in the 7th inning.
And they do play contact, and that was perfect too. The only chance you got really when you play contact of being thrown out is if the ball's hit directly at one of the infielders. You make a move like this, like Dozier, they got no chance. And he knows that. He has to dive for it, knock it down, and had no play at the plate at all. So the Red Sox picked up another run with the infield in.
One of the reasons you really like the contact play, because so much has to go right on it.
Unless it's hit directly at one of the infielders, you got a very, very good chance of being safe.
So the RBI to Rafael Devers, number 37. And the Red Sox have some breathing room, particularly the way Porcello is dealing. 5-zip here in the 7th. Brock Holt has gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. Right back to the pitcher. And Rogers will get him at first base. That'll end the inning, but the Red Sox keep on scoring 5-0. Said love is now bigger than ever this summer. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. And by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Back in the land of 10,000 lakes, bottom of the 7th inning, 5-0. Sox have a nice healthy lead here behind Rick Porcello. His pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Just one hit, a single in the first. He has set down 13 in a row. So he's had one of those starts when the Red Sox really needed that, having dropped the last two here. And here's the only man who has reached on a hit against him, Logan Morrison, base hit in first inning. Porcello's walked a man, he's hit a batter, but only a handful of base runners against him.
Look out at that defense right now. You mentioned early in the game when Mookie Betts was playing, he's almost in the same spot where he plays Mauer.
That was almost comical, the fly ball from Mauer. The Betts did not have to move but maybe a foot backwards to make that catch. And there's another one, a high fly ball, and Mookie will have to move a little bit more on this one, but underneath it to make the grab, and Morrison's 1 for 3. Time for a game break now, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store, the Boston Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. Tom, thank you very much. Grossman, the hitter, he's gone 0 for 2. He's grounded to second, and Porcello has struck him out. A win today would make Rick Porcello 9-3. Came in with an ERA of 3.70. He had no decision in his last one on this trip at Seattle. Right-hander Belisle's up for the second time in their bullpen. Max Kepler on deck. Plenty of offers in their lineup. Two from Porcello. That one flied into right field, but look how far back hole was anyways. Betts comes on in. Red Sox doing a lot of interesting shifting today, and they're a 2-away. Time of the carrying the freight moment, brought to you by Old Dominion.
Now the best thing about this play was not the catch, because it's obvious a routine catch, but watch Betts as he takes his paperwork out of the pocket and says, there it is. You told me where to play, and that's where I was. But, you know, that's a credit to the staff. It really is, because they do so much work prior to games to try to get these guys in right positions. And, you know, when something like that happens, they feel good about it.
Well, Mookie very busy in the inning. On the move again. 1, 2, 3. Once again, you've heard it throughout the day, courtesy of Rick Porcello. Chris Sale, a member of the Carhartt Strikeouts for Vets campaign. Chris ranking #1 in strikeouts in the American League. No surprise there with 140. Garrett Cole is second with 138, followed by his teammate Justin Verlander at 130. Boy, has this guy been brilliant today. He has retired 16 in a row. He only hit off him in the first inning. And the Red Sox have scored enough on top 5-0 as we go to the 8th. Here's Matt Belisle finally getting into the game after warming up a couple of times. It'll be his 12th appearance. Sandy Leon has not made an out today. Sandy has walked, he's singled to drive in a run, and he's been hit by a pitch. We talked about it early in the game. He's a .571 career hitter in this ballpark. It's only in about 8 or 9 games, but he loves it here. He's hit for power here too. A shot off the glove, and that's going to be another base hit. Mauer slowed it down, but Sandy Leon is aboard for the 4th time.
Yeah, walk, base hit to drive in a run back in the 4th inning to get things going for the Red Sox. Hit by a pitch on the backside, and now the base hit again. Off-speed pitch that time. Then he's able to rifle. Nice attempt by Joe Mauer.
Well, Jackie Bradley trying to join him in the hit column. He's gone 0 for 3 today. Hit the ball sharply in the 2nd inning, but he lined to second base. He's popped to short and hit into a double play. Red Sox have out-hit them 10-1. More importantly, ahead 5-0. And Brandon Workman starts to move around. 96 pitches for Rick Porcello. Last time out he threw 100. Start before that 105. Start before that 88. He has certainly done enough today if he does leave the ball game at this point, but he's been terrific. The Red Sox really needed that kind of an outing. He has thrown as many as 116 pitches this year in one start. Mookie Betts up next. Down low, right near the foot, but did not get him. So 2-2 on Jackie Bradley. Red Sox had a 2-game winning streak, or losing streak I should say, coming into this one, and they have lost 3 in a row only 1 time this season in the month of April. Got a piece to hang in there. And the 2-2 coming. He has run it full. One of the more important developments for the Red Sox here today is the swing of Mookie Betts. After 2 hits last night, 2 more today.
I agree with you.
3-2. He struck him out. Jackie Bradley 0 for 4. So 1 away, and Mookie next. Our high-strength steel play brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and a Chevy Silverado.
Now, number 19 of the season for Mookie Betts, going to the opposite field on that fastball. A high home run the other way for Mookie Betts. Picks up his 39th RBI of the season.
Also a single in the first inning, so he's 2 for 4.
I would agree with you, Dave, though. There's no question seeing Mookie the last couple of nights, yesterday, today. You know, this is starting to come back together for him, and when it comes back together for him, I think it comes back together for the whole team.
Oh, 1. That one hammered into left center field. Grossman back. Oh, he made a play on that ball. Outstanding catch to the warning track. Leon has to slide back into first base. That was highway robbery.
That was an absolute bullet out there to left field, and a very nice play by Grossman. I thought that ball was going to be over his head. I didn't think he'd have time to get back and make a play on that. And then Leon had rounded second base. He had to re-tag second to get back to first base safely.
But again, another bullet by Betts. Robbed by Grossman. So 2 down. Benintendi's gone 1 for 4 with a single. Twins have got a really fine defensive effort from their ball club. They are a really good defensive team, period. That'll be a strike on the number 2 man. Martinez on deck. We are in the 8th inning. 10 hits for Boston, just 1 for Minnesota. Sandy Leon, the base runner. He has 2 of those hits. Xander Bogaerts also has 2 along with Mookie Betts. And the right-hander's 1-2. High fly ball. That one jacked to right. Sailing back it goes. It is gone. He destroyed that one for home run number 13. A 2-run shot for Benintendi. And the Red Sox have put 7 on the board here in Minnesota.
That was like a 9-iron shot. That breaking ball was down in the strike zone, and that big uppercut swing by Benintendi takes that out of the ballpark. Watch his swing. He picks that ball up almost off the dirt. What a nice, sweet, compact swing. Now this is more like it.
This is more like it. 417 feet on tail of the tape for Benintendi. 49 runs batted in. JD Martinez is 1 for 3 with a single. So the offense has come back to life here on the final day of the trip, as you figured it would. In there for a called strike. And a very comfortable 7-0 lead. And a 2-1. That one socked to right field. That's well hit. Kepler's back, turning around. He's going to play it off the wall. Martinez romping into second base. That's a double standing up. So he has 2 hits his last 2 trips.
Good afternoon going for him. 2 for 4. He's got a walk also. He's showing opposite field power too. We saw Betts from the right side go that way. Now we see Martinez go off the wall. Everything to him today, with the exception of the knockdown pitch, has been away from him.
So the Red Sox keep on hitting today. Moreland, the batter, he's been on base 3 times, 2 walks and a single. And he has scored a couple of runs. So very nice developments here the last day of the series for the Red Sox. And Velasquez now warming in the bullpen. It's a 7-0 lead for Rick Porcello. They haven't even had a base runner off of Porcello since the second inning. Fly to the left center field. Well struck. Lamar racing back. Won't get it. It's on the track. Another run is in. Moreland into second base. He drives in the run to make it 8-0. And the Red Sox are running away from the Minnesota Twins.
Well, it started off slowly today for the Red Sox. It didn't get a run till the fourth inning, but that was like everything was going to break loose at that point when they got a run. And everything has broken loose here late in the game. Opposite field again. This is just some good hitting going on right now by the Red Sox. Going the other way with a number of pitches.
Eight runs on 13 hits and counting for the Red Sox today. More like it indeed. More like the way the Red Sox have swung the bats all season until very recently. And exploding here this afternoon. And in this inning, a home run, 2 doubles and a single. Benintendi crushing one. Mookie Betts blasted one in the 5th inning. Xander Bogaerts had a 2 RBI double his last time up. He's gone 2 for 4. And he pops this one sky high on the infield right side. Mauer, the first baseman, will grip that. But the Red Sox put up 3 more and lead at 8-0. Standing 8-0 lead. And every time a Red Sox pitcher strikes out a Twins batter, Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Well, Rick Porcello struck out 5 men today, and he was just outstanding. He's done for the afternoon. He went 7 innings. He allowed 1 hit. He retired the last 16 men he faced, and the Twins did not have a runner reach first base after the second inning.
Now that was kind of typical Porcello, wasn't it? I mean, it's the way he pitches, the mixture of pitches. You just don't know what's coming. Had good control all day with all of them, mixed in a changeup. Had the curveball, a slow curveball, had the slider, the fastball, sinking fastball, had everything going for him in this game today.
Velasquez in now. The only man to have a hit off him was Logan Morrison. That was in the first inning. That was the fourth batter into the ball game. And it was shutdown time the rest of the way for Rick Porcello. He only allowed one more base runner. That was in the second inning on a walk. And then nobody else reached first the rest of the day. Adrian's with a pop-up in left center, and that's Devers out there. Bradley coming on. Called him off to make the catch. One man out. His quality start brought to you by BioFreeze.
We talked about a mixture of pitches for Porcello. You'll see it on the strikeouts. He goes to the two-seam fastball, a fastball that's up and away. Two-seamer again, it'll come back inside, back over the middle with it. I mean, that pitch was outstanding for him today. And then a little cut fastball or a slider right there to pick up the final strikeout.
Ryan Lamar with a walk, and he's also lined out. High chop foul off third for strike. We're in the bottom of the eighth inning. 8-0 Sox here. 13 hits for Boston. So the Red Sox putting it all together here the last day of the trip. In great shape to win their 50th of the season. Wilson, the catcher, on deck. Red Sox scoring late. 3 runs in the 7th, 3 runs in the top of this 8th inning. Single runs in the 4th and the 5th. And a 2-1 from Velasquez. To the shortstop, Bogarts knocks it down, but he'll have no play. And Lamar will be safe at first base.
This will be interesting scoring, because if Bogarts comes up with that, I think he does get him at first base, but it's going to go as a base hit.
Just their second all day. Their second hit.
See, Bogarts kind of playing up the middle, so he's got a ways to go to his right. Can't control it, and you know, looking at it again from that angle, it was a long way to go, and maybe he doesn't throw him out at first base if he comes up clean.
So here's Bobby Wilson, the catcher, who's flying to center and lined out to left. And a stop by Sandy Leon on ball 1. Red Sox home, back at Fenway tomorrow night. Friday night at Fenway at 7:10. Stephen Wright against the Seattle Mariners' Wade LeBlanc. Those two hooked up in a dandy the last time at Safeco Field in Seattle. That went 1-0 the Mariners. On Saturday, Erod against Leake. Eduardo Rodriguez will be looking to go to 10-1. And Chris Sale goes on Sunday. He's just looking for some run support up against the lefty Marco Gonzalez. Has been pretty good for the Mariners. He's 7-4, 3.80 ERA. And Monday an off day. And then the Angels come calling. Wilson certainly a double play candidate. With Lamar off the bag at first, here's the 2-1.
Nice changeup by Velasquez there. Really had Wilson off balance on that swing.
Joe Mauer on deck. 8-0 Red Sox, and a 2-2. Ground ball to third. Devers slings it down to second. 1 on to first. They will turn 2 and retire the side.
Takes it to the opposite field by Logan Morrison. And that's almost a mistake for him. He pulls the ball most of the time. And that was it off Rick Porcello today.
As he went 7 brilliant innings, 5 strikeouts, and retired 16 in a row. Mookie Betts 2 for 5, a solo blast. Bogarts with a 2-run double. Benintendi has also ripped a home run. Mitch Garver goes in the game to play first base here as we bring in the 9th inning. Sox with a big lead, 8-0. And Devers will lead things off here against Matt McGill. His 15th appearance. He's been tough. Raphael trying to get into the hit column. He's got 0 for 4. He did drive in a run though with a ground out in the 7th inning.
Yeah, McGill started the year in Rochester, AAA baseball. Been good, as you mentioned, Dave, since being called up to the Twins.
Line drive on the move. Kepler diving, which he did last night to rob a hit, and he does it again. He does not mind leaving his feet.
No, he's a very good outfielder. Excellent play there. Took a base hit away from Devers. That ball was sinking quickly. He had it timed perfectly. Goes into the dive and is able to make the catch.
So 1 out for Brock Holt. He does have a hit. He's got 1 for 4. Red Sox have 13 of them. Looks like Blake Swihart is going to get an at bat. He's on deck. He would hit for Sandy Leon. Sandy with a very nice day. 2 hits, on base 4 times. That's going to be a swing and a miss. They did appeal to the third base umpire. So the count 0-2. Looks like it's going to be a very satisfying victory for the Red Sox all the way around here this afternoon. Twins were thinking about a sweep here, but the Red Sox have exploded for plenty of runs. They got great pitching. Two and 2. So a few days ago, the Red Sox looked like they were on the doorstep of a really outstanding trip, but then dropped 2 in a row here. Still the chance to come home at 6-4. on a trip that began in Baltimore and then all the way across country to Seattle and then here to Minnesota. They will take 6-4.
Absolutely. Especially after the way the last 2 days have gone.
Payoff pitch. High fly ball. That one well hit. Backing up Kepler. Turning now. That's high off the wall. Brock Holt racing into second base, and that's his second hit today. He almost powered it out of here. He's got a double.
Yeah, it was questionable whether that ball was going to make it. It was certainly high enough to get up over the wall, but not quite deep enough. Ball hit very well by Brock Holt. Had a single back in the 4th inning. Now the double here in the 9th. It's a nice feeling for those hitters when they see those outfielders turn their back on the baseball.
So the Sox now at 14 hits, his 10th double. Blake Swihart will try to add to that total as he hits in the 8 hole for Sandy Leon. Blake at 149 without a home run yet. Jackie Bradley on deck. Twins got a start out of Kyle Gibson today. He went 6. And he would take the loss at this point, as that one will be on the edge for a strike at 96. Brock Holt in scoring position and a 2-1. This game was scoreless after the first 3 before the Red Sox got on the board finally in the 4th inning. Sandy Leon with an RBI single to chase in Moreland. Sox added another in the 5th inning, but then 3 in the 7th and 3 in the 8th to really run away from the Twins. And a swing and a miss as Blake Swihart goes down on strikes. So 2 down. Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance.
Now breaking ball down, and that blind spot for a left-handed hitter down around the back ankle.
Jackie Bradley with a quiet day, 0 for 4. He's lined out, popped up, hit into a double play, and struck out. And Mookie Betts has just come to the on-deck area. Mookie with a good day at the plate. He's hit the ball hard several times, including a home run and a single. Xander Bogaerts had 2 hits today, at least to this point, and one of those a 2-run double. Key hit in the 7th. And a ground ball toward the shift and through for a base hit. Brock Holt rounding. He is in to score. Jackie Bradley with the RBI single. And the Red Sox lead it 9-0.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scorecard now. The only person in the lineup that does not have a hit today would be Devers. And he did pick up an RBI with the infield in back in the 7th inning. Bradley hooking that outside fastball and beats the shift. So just about everybody taking part in the fun today.
15 hits for the Red Sox, as they have blown up offensively, and Mookie Betts right in the thick of it. A home run in the 5th inning, a single in the 1st inning. He had a wicked line drive in the 8th inning that was caught by Grossman on the warning track in left field. He made a long running catch to rob Mookie. Two men away, and he was thinking about another one there. Another big fly, 1-1. So the Red Sox have equaled their biggest offensive output on a trip, 9 runs. They did that in Seattle as well. Last game of that series. This also ties the Red Sox season high in hits, the 15, which they've done 4 times. The 2-1 to Mookie Betts with a man on. You do not want to play the Boston Red Sox in the last game of a series. If the Red Sox win this game, they will be 19-5 in series finales. They've been pretty darn good in the other games in the series too. Win today makes the Sox 50-26 to be the second club to get to 50. And there's another hit from Mookie Betts, his 3rd today. Bradley to second.
Now between last night and today, that's 5 hits in the last 2 games for Mookie Betts, including the home run today back in the 5th inning.
So the Red Sox with a season high in hits. We spent the last couple of games talking about a sleepy offense. Anything but today. Red Sox looking back to normal. And now Benintendi looking for his 3rd hit today. He's got a single and a 2-run homer. And a couple of men aboard, 9-0. In the inning, a double, 2 singles, and more trouble for McGill. Nine runs, 16 hits for the Sox. Benintendi 2 for 5 as he drives that one foul. And now up to 49 RBI with that 2-run homer in the 8th inning. And we're not at the midway point in the season yet. So he is on his way to a big RBI year. Here comes the 0-1. He is homered twice on the trip. Red Sox have scored in 5 different innings here this afternoon. And he left it up 2-2. Fouls that one away. 7 different Red Sox have had a multi-hit game today. So a lot of good numbers coming out of this one. And not to be lost in it, a terrific pitching performance by Rick Porcello. A 1-hit shutout over 7 innings for the right-hander.
Well, the Red Sox have found something out about themselves today. 12 o'clock games.
Yes. 2-2. And in there for strike 3. That'll do it. Red Sox keep scoring on 9-0. today a 9-0 lead, out hitting Minnesota 16-2 as we take it to the bottom half of the 9th inning. And the Red Sox are certainly going to be all smiles on a charter flight back to Boston. Garver to lead things off here. Garver with his first at bat. He took over for Joe Mauer at first base. Dozier on deck. Swihart behind the plate. Taking over for Sandy. Sandy Leon with a very nice day offensively, with 2 hits and on base 4 times, plus an RBI. So Velasquez came on to relieve Rick Porcello, who had certainly one of, if not his best outings of the year. Giving up just 1 hit when he was in the game, 5 Ks, 1 walk, no runs, 16 in a row set down. Red Sox have a very good feeling when Porcello is on the mound in a situation where the club has lost a couple of games.
You know, they got to feel good about the starting pitching in this series. It has been excellent. Sale, Price, Porcello, and Porcello was the guy to be able to get some runs today.
Softly hit line drive. They'll dunk down for a base hit. So Garver is on. A rare hit today, certainly for Minnesota.
Kind of a mock cheer from the crowd that's left here at Target Field.
Only their 3rd hit. So it'll bring up Dozier, who's got hitless today, 0 for 3. I would imagine the next time we see this guy, he will not be hitting .219. Red Sox caught him at a good time. Fouled back, 0-2. Well, it'll be great to be back home in Fenway Park tomorrow night at 7:10. Seattle Mariners coming in for 3. Stephen Wright takes a 2-1 record and a 1.23 ERA. He's been throwing it so well. Into that game. There's a shot out to right. Betts on the run, won't get it. I'll take a hop up against the fence. Garver to third and put on the brakes there. It'll be a double for Dozier. He's actually had 3 doubles in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I think he's starting to turn the corner. You know, he looks more like himself over the last few games. I mean, those numbers for him coming into the game are not Brian Dozier. He shows strength and power to the opposite field, gets it over the head of Mookie Betts. So a couple of base hits here in the bottom of the 9th.
Taylor Motter will be next. He's gone 0 for 1 since he came into the ball game to relieve Escobar, who was drilled on the elbow by a pitch in the 1st inning. Tried to play through it, but he had to leave after a couple of innings. Suffered a contusion. He's day-to-day. Up the middle. Brock Holt there with the stab. He'll get him at first base as a run does come in to score. And more of that mock cheering here in Minnesota. That'll make it a 9-1 game. Motter will pick up the RBI on the ground out. So 1 away from Morrison, 1 for 3 with a 1st inning single. Well, he got a hit with 2 down in the 1st inning against Rick Porcello. And the rest of the time that the right-hander was in the game, Minnesota did not get a hit off him and only had 1 other guy reach first base. That was on a walk. Dozier down to third with one away. Shot to left center field. Bradley racing, leaps, and he's got it. Runner will tag. And here comes Dozier in to score. But 2 down. Morrison hit it well, but Bradley equal to the task for the second out. So the base is empty now for Grossman, who's gone 0 for 3. 9-2 game, 2 down here in the 9th inning. Grossman was not the original left fielder today. In the mind of Paul Molitor, he wanted to start Rosario, but he had to scratch him because of a sore shoulder. But Grossman made a really fine running catch to rob Mookie Betts of extra bases in this one. Velasquez looking to end it on this hitter, and that's in there for a strike. 2-1. Well, the Yankees did sweep Seattle, a 4-3 win today. Rattle of Brock Holt, that should do it from right field, and the Red Sox win it, and they win it handily today. 9-2 the final score. Now coming home after a 6-4 trip, and we'll have more in just a moment.